Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Welcome to the Unity Center of New York City.
Broadcasting live from the heart of New York City, featuring new musical guests every week, with a message and meditation from Reverend Justin Epstein, your weekly destination for a wholesome message and meditation. Welcome to the Unity Center of New York City.
Hello, and welcome to the Unity Center of New York City. Stop, the world is moving far too fast. The future I see looks nothing like the past. Did I build my house just to watch it fall? Did I save for rainy days just to lose it all? What we do, what we say, how we think and how we pray, what seems right and what seems wrong, what we've longed for so long. When everything changes, change everything. I felt left out, so I dove right in, changed my mind, then took a look again. I saw a shit right before my eyes. A loss can be a gift, now I realize. What we do, what we say, how we think and how we pray, what seems right and what seems wrong, what we longed for so long. When everything changes, change everything. I'm not a ship that's tossed about, a boat without an oar. My pebble dropped into a pond makes waves on every shore. What we do, what we say, how we think and how we pray, what seems right and what seems wrong, what we've lived for so long. When everything changes, when everything changes, when everything changes, change everything.
Thank you, Annie Sims. Good to have her back with us this week. And also we have Matthew Wilson, who is going to be with us today. He's from Washington State. Annie Sims is coming to us from California. Well, those of us in New York City, we kind of like thinking about California right now and some of that warmer weather. But we're strong, right? New Yorkers, welcome. Welcome those of you here in the space. And welcome those of you online. I'm Justin Epstein, the senior minister, and we are happy that you're with us this morning. So we've got a nice flow for you today, a wonderful service, and the message today is don't look up. So we're going to talk about that in a little while. Let's have a sing-along now. Before we do, I want to encourage those of you who are online to please comment below. We'd love to hear from you, hear your thoughts, and interact with you. We have with us today also our host for this morning, Miguel Perez is back with us this morning too, and those of you online know he's interacting, so welcome. Let's move along with Matthew Wilson, Everything I Need to Know.
I invite you to join with me on this next song. The words are, everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me in the mind of God within me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me, everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me in the mind of God within me. Everything I need to do, everything I need to do about what lies before me, everything I need to do about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me in the mind of God within me to release everything I need to release about what lies before me, everything I need to release about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me in the mind of God within me, in the mind of God within me, in the mind of God within me.
That was great. It really was. And I always love watching their backdrops or like their backgrounds, see what kind of house they have. That was a really nice house. I like that fireplace. I focus a lot on that, and that's how I know I'm getting older too, because I'm just focusing on other things besides the music. But the music was also wonderful, all right? I want to let you guys know that. So anyways, my name is Miguel Perez. Yes, the fireplace. That is my mind. I get so distracted. Welcome everybody that is here. Thank you for coming out. I know it's freezing out there, and we sincerely thank you, and welcome. And everybody watching at home, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you just as much. We love you. And also, guess what? We are streaming on 2 platforms right now. One is Facebook. Facebook, very, very simple. You just head over there, hit the page, hit the like button on the page, then make sure you check out the video section. That's my personal favorite, by the way. I believe it's every Wednesday. Am I right, Reverend Justin? Every Wednesday, we have the guided meditation. Well, it's not a guided meditation per se, but it's just like it's a small meditation that help you get through the day. So what I've been doing lately is I stop what I'm doing, I tune in for the 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and just close my eyes and listen. And it really does help you. So I would encourage everybody to check that out. It comes out like every Wednesday in the middle of the day. Am I right? It's like around, it's around 3 o'clock. So make sure you check that out. Also, if you head over to our YouTube page, that's a little bit different, but don't worry, I'm here to guide you. If you get over to the YouTube, you make sure to hit the little bell on the side of the subscribe button. And the reason why you want to hit that is because it will notify you whenever we go live. Like, for example, right now, maybe you are staring at a fireplace and you're like, my goodness, I lost track of time. And it will notify you on your iWatch or on your iPad or your computer, whatever it is. It will make that little noise. Hey, we're live. So that's another thing. Another thing is the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that, because let's just say that you miss the live. Well, don't worry. If you're subscribed to it, you'll be able to access any service that we have done in the past couple of years. So make sure you do that. Subscribe and hit the little bell on the side. Also, the website. It's very important you head over to the website. What can you do on the website? That is a good question. You can subscribe to our weekly newsletter. You can make a safe donation. And of course, you can learn more about Unity Center. So now that I think that's it, right? So now it is time for our prosperity celebration. So please help me welcome Reverend Justin Epstein.
Thanks, Miguel. Sure you don't want to talk a little more about the fireplace? What model it was, how you'd like to be in front of it right now, and that kind of thing? Yes. Well, we'd like to take a moment now for our prosperity celebration. But before we do, I want to mention that next Sunday at 1 o'clock, we're going to be doing a two-part seminar. The first 50 minutes is on what is unity. We're going to talk about basic principles of unity. We'll talk a little bit about the history of unity, a little bit about this ministry here. And that's going to be 50 minutes. It's going to be online, and it's going to be in person. So you can choose whichever you'd like to participate in. All you do is you go to the website or you go to Facebook. We're going to have a link to Zoom on Facebook and on the website. So you can attend that way. The second part of the seminar is on becoming a member of the Unity Center. So both parts are necessary to become an official member. We're gonna, so that's what we're offering next Sunday, 1 to 1:50, what is unity? And then 2 o'clock to 2:30, becoming a member. So you can come to both if you want to be a member, or just check it out, or you can just come to the first part if you want to do that, just to interact with other people at the center, online or in person, and to refresh your mind about unity principles. So next Sunday, 1 o'clock, online or in person. All right, let's prepare now for our prosperity celebration. And we acknowledge that Spirit is the source of all of our good, that God is our source, and that people, jobs, investments, everything else are instruments or channels through which God's good flows. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, talked about the more we rely on Spirit as the source, the more we open up to the flows, through the avenues through which God's good flows. So I think that's a key important point, that we really rely on Spirit as the source. And then we increase, we're open more to that divine activity, that divine flow. And one of those principles for tapping into, releasing that divine flow in our life is the activity of giving. And we know from experience that giving is a key in every area of our life, don't we? We know that the more you give quality work, wherever your job is, the greater results you're going to get. The more we give in customer service, the greater results you're going to get. The more we give in a relationship, in our attitudes, in our responses, in our expression of love and caring, the greater results we get. It's true in financial life. The more we give, the more we receive in life. So we acknowledge that principle as we participate in this prosperity celebration. And of course, your gifts to the Unity Center help us as a ministry to create more content, better content, to bring that to you. Meditations, music, the messages, the activities. So we appreciate your support. We know you have many places you can give, and we appreciate your support of what we're doing to help make a difference in people's minds and hearts and in the world because of that. So thank you. So with that, let's go ahead now and turn to the source within us and acknowledge Spirit as our source of all our good, and to pray about what is the gift, the donation that we would like to make today. And let us bless that gift, knowing that divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. And would you please join me in affirming this together? Divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. And so it is. Amen. In a moment, we're going to do a guided meditation. It's a time and we lead into it with a song to help get our minds uplifted. It's usually a kind of quiet, repetitive song to just get our minds off of the fireplace, to get our minds off, as Miguel was talking about, get our minds off of our concerns and so on, and to start getting us into a prayerful space. So let's join together now with Annie Sims as we sing Breath of God, and to begin to turn our attention inward for a guided meditation.
Please join me in singing Breath of God. Breathe in me, breath of God. Fill me with life anew. Right where I am, cleanse me again. Breathe in me, breath of God. Breathe in me, breath of life. Show me a clearer view. I know you can heal me again. Breathe in me, breath of life. Breathe in me, breath of love. Give me a heart that's true. Come take my hand, guide me again. Breathe in me, breath of love.
Thank you, Annie. Let's all now sit upright as is comfortable for our bodies to prepare for this guided meditation. And I invite you to take a nice, long, cleansing, deep breath. And as you exhale, just let your body relax. Let your body relax. Make sure you're sitting as upright as is comfortable for your body so that your energy can flow up. We don't want to sink into subconsciousness. You can get so relaxed, and I've had people in meditation seminars ask me, well, what about meditating lying down? Well, what do you do when you lie down usually? You're ready to go to sleep, aren't you? It's sort of a message you're giving to your body and your mind. So when you sit upright, it gives a message that you're alert, you're ready. You want to experience the presence and activity of spirit within you, expressing as you. You're present, you're alert, you're alive, you're awake. Meditation is not a time to go to sleep. It's a time to relax the body and still the mind, but it's a very high energetic state. Again, Charles Fillmore said that prayer is the most accelerated form of mind action. So let us now relax the body so that our mind can become calm and quiet. When you relax your body, you actually start to let go of fears, anxieties. It's hard to be afraid or anxious when your body's relaxed. So send the message to your feet, to your calves. Relax and let go. Send the message to your thighs. Relax, relax. Relax the pelvic area. Relax the buttocks. Relax your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Just send the thought, relax, relax, relax. And amazingly, your intelligent cells listen. And you can detect and sense that subtle sensation of relaxation taking place. Relaxing your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Relaxing your chest. Relax and let go. Relaxing the muscles in your neck. The front, the back, the sides. Feel your neck, just relaxing. Letting go of tensions held in your body. Become aware of the muscles in your face, relaxing your jaw, your cheeks, your ears, your nose, your eyes, your forehead. Relaxing your whole body from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet. Letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go. Relaxing and letting go. And with the body relaxed, now we start to focus the mind. There are a lot of things going on in our body that we don't consciously think about, right? You're continually breathing. Your heart is beating. All the various organs of your body are functioning without any conscious thought. It's just happening. And I'd like us to focus on, as we were singing in the pre-meditation song, the breath. Think about the idea that right now, Spirit is breathing you into existence and causing your breath to flow. That's, from what I understand, that's the last thing to go when someone leaves their body, the breath. Well, your breath is going right now. Spirit is breathing breath in you. And I'd like us to just focus on that breath right now. Feel its movement going in and out of your nasal passages. And try to concentrate the mind by focusing on the breath, feeling it move in and move out. That takes concentration, doesn't it? That takes focus. And your mind's going to wander. You're going to think about that fireplace. You're going to think about that, whatever else might come to mind. Let's just bring your mind back to your breathing. Just focus on the breath. Concentrate the mind. Now as your breath flows in, mentally think the words I am, and as your breath flows out, the word Spirit. I am on the inhalation, Spirit on the exhalation. And again, when the mind wanders, bring it back to the breathing and bring it back to your affirmation. I am Spirit. No place to go, nowhere to be, just watching the breath. Thinking, I am spirit. And now let's take a nice, long, deep breath. Exhaling. Just be present to whatever you might feel in your heart or whatever might be drawing your attention within. Just be present to that for just a minute. And imagine light filling your whole being and body. Feel yourself as a radiant being of light. The way shower and teacher Jesus the Christ said, "You are the light of the world. Let your light shine." So right now, you're letting your light shine. And this light that you're in tune with is guiding wisdom. Guiding you, guiding your thoughts, guiding your choices, guiding the directions of your life. Illuminating your mind with ideas, with insights, with creative flashes of knowing. Giving you clarity of mind to see your life more clearly, to see others more clearly. To know what to do. Find solutions, to see alternatives, to think out of the box. And just know that this light that you are in tune with is a source of healing, comfort, peace, joy, and all good. And we expand our awareness to include our friends and family, seeing them as radiant beings of light, and including every person on the planet, including the planet itself and all of life on the planet. Seeing this planet as a giant ball of light, symbolic of the truth of Spirit's presence in and through everything, the source of all that is. And let us see the light streaming throughout the solar system, streaming throughout the galaxy, streaming throughout the universe. Acknowledging that in all directions is the one presence and one power, Spirit. In all, through all, everywhere. And all is well. And we bring our awareness now back to the room where we are. We begin to move hands, fingers, hear the sounds around us. And we let our eyes adjust to the lighting. And let us pause throughout the day to remember this ability to get still and quiet, even for just a moment, to reconnect with this inner peace, this inner source. And so it is. Amen.
I am open and I am willing to be hopeless. Would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. There is hurting in my family, and there is sorrow in my town. There is panic all across the nation, and there is wailing the whole world round. I am open and I am willing to be hopeless. Would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. May the children see more clearly, and may the elders be more wise. May the winds of change caress us, even though it burns our eyes. I am open and I am willing to be hopeless. Would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. Give me a mighty yoke to hold my confusion. Give me a desert to hold my fears. Give me a sunset to hold my wonder. Give me an ocean to hold my tears. I am open and I am willing to be hopeless. Would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
Beautiful, beautiful song from Matthew. Have you seen any good movies this past year? Well, one of my favorites, I think, for the year is the one called Don't Look Up. It's in the top 10 on Netflix right now. I saw it a few weeks ago, and I really enjoyed it. It was it was funny, it was scary, it was profound, and I think it's got a chance for the Academy Award. If there is going to be an Academy Award, I guess there is. And I think it's got a chance. I was talking to a friend about it, and she said, well, people I know either really love it or they hate it. I thought, well, that's interesting. So I thought I would talk about it today, some of the lessons that we can get from it. Now, someone may wonder, why choose a movie to give a spiritual lesson on? Well, I believe, and Unity teaches, that truth is inside of all of us, that truth is in you, that we see in life, we can see in life from a spiritual perspective. And so you can read lessons, you can get lessons from a movie, you can get spiritual lessons from people, you can get spiritual lessons from nature, you can get lessons from ancient scripture, but the truth is inside of us. The Old Testament says the law is written in your heart. So to me, that means spirit inside of me can help me learn from everything. So let me give you a brief summary for those of you who haven't seen it, and those of you who had, we get on the same page. I'm curious, how many of you have seen the movie Don't Look Up? Okay, we got few people in here in the space. Have you seen it online? Let us know. Let us know if you've seen it. So what's happening is there's a scientist and professor at the University of Michigan, and one of his students, who's a PhD, getting her PhD, he's a professor of astronomy, and the student is looking at this huge telescope looking out in space, and what they discover is that there is a comet headed toward the Earth. And it is 5 to 10 kilometers wide. It's like Mount Everest headed toward the Earth. And that is what they call a planet killer event. If it hits the planet, it will destroy life. Well, that's a happy message on a Sunday morning, isn't it? I think I read in the paper a number of weeks ago that we have scientists who are constantly monitoring that kind of a thing, actually, to see what, make sure there's nothing headed toward the planet that we don't want headed toward the planet. So these scientists are flown to Washington, D.C. immediately because of the urgency of this matter. And they're ushered into the President of the United States, into her presence, played by Meryl Streep. Well, she is so caught up in the scandal of a nominee for the Supreme Court that she's not even interested in hearing about this comet headed toward the Earth. It's not her priority. It's not her world. She's concerned about the upcoming midterms. She's concerned about this nominee and how it makes her look and so on and so forth. So the scientists, played by Jennifer Lawrence and also other famous actor, one of my favorites, his name's not coming to mind, but I love him. And I'll call you at 2 a.m. tonight and let you know. Anyway, anybody know his name here in the space? Leonardo DiCaprio, thank you. Yes, Leonardo DiCaprio. So, what do? They say, well, the president's not listening. We're going to go to the media. We're going to go to the masses. We're going to let people know that there's a comet. It's going to hit the Earth in 6 months and 14 days. And we've got to do something about it. The president's not listening. We've got to do something about it. Listen up, people. Well, so they get booked on a top talk show with Kate Blanchett and Tyler Perry playing these talk show hosts. And guess what? The talk show hosts want to keep everything light. They don't want to talk about bad news of a comet headed toward the planet. You know, let's keep it light. Let's make it fun. Our audience, you know, they want to please their audience. Their audience wants to feel good. The audience wants a distraction. They don't want to be thinking about bad news like a comet coming toward the planet. So I think that's a really interesting thing, because the president, the talk show hosts, they're not seeing the forest from the trees, so to speak, right? They're not willing to see things as they are. And that's the first point I want to make. Seeing things as they are. Not seeing things from my ego, which sees things from how I hope things are, how I wish things would be, how I don't want things to be the way they are, I want them to be this way, seeing things from a perspective of what benefits me, what, you know, all ego stuff, instead of seeing things as they are. And so the question is, the President of the United States in the movie is caught up in what's urgent. She's caught up in the whirlwind. She's caught up in what's happening, the minutia happening in her life. Now to her it's big, but missing what's important. The big picture, which is if a comet hits the planet, there aren't going to be midterms. If the comet hits the planet, your life is over. The talk show hosts worried about, let's make it light, let's keep our ratings up, let's please the audience. Well, if a comet hits the planet, you're not going to have a talk show. So I think the message is, are we caught up? Do we get caught up in the whirlwind of the urgencies of things and miss what's important? Do we miss what's important? For example, someone can get so caught up in working. Hopefully they got work and they're working, that they don't take care of their bodies. They don't get enough rest. They don't get enough exercise. They don't take care of themselves. They don't eat properly. And so they kill the golden goose, right, that lays the golden eggs. If you don't take care of the goose, you don't get golden eggs. Getting caught up in the urgency and not keeping things that are important, right? Where in our lives do we get caught up in the urgent and don't see the bigger picture of what's important? We got to make time for the important. We got to make time. We also got to take care of the whirlwind and the urgent. But we want to take time for what's important. Jesus said, seek first. See? He prioritized things. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Seek that first, and all other things will come unto you. So that's a message. See things as they are so that we can deal with them. Paramahansa Yogananda used to say at the end of every day, look at your day and think about, what could I have done differently? How could I behave differently? What are some ways I could have lived this day differently? That's looking at things as they are and learning from it. Another point is, ask, what's trying to happen here? What's trying to happen here? In the movie, the president at first wasn't interested in the comet, but then when a scandal enters her life, now she realizes she needs a distraction. She needs somehow to get people's attention off of her scandal, and so now she's interested in the comet. Now she wants to do something about the comet. Now she sees an opportunity to make herself a hero. Let's save the planet Earth. She's really thinking about her elections, her midterms, and all that. But now she can make herself a hero and rescue the planet. Okay? So she gets caught up in another scientist, businessman's interest in the comet, which is to mine the valuable minerals out of the comet before it hits the planet. He wants to get the resources out of the planet and then blow the comet up before it hits the planet. And here's the deal. Because of greed, because of arrogance, they think they can mine the comet and they're going to exclude all the other nations from helping to stop the comet. So they're going to risk the life of planet Earth for monetary gain and exclude everyone else from trying to help them. So the greed and the arrogance of, oh yeah, we can destroy this comet and we're going to get something out of it before it hits the planet. And we're going to get all the benefit and exclude everyone else from it. So the question, what's trying to happen here, is one that gets us out of our ego, out of our limited point of view, and opens us up to what is Spirit trying to do in this situation? What is the highest good in this situation? That's not what they're doing, right? They're not doing that. They're coming from what's in it for me. How's this going to benefit me? How's this good for me? They're not thinking about what's good for the whole planet. They're not thinking about how's this going to impact other people. They're just interested in what's in it for me. Now, how do we learn from that? We can learn from that by going, do I ask the question, what's trying to happen here in my work? Do I ask the question, what's trying to happen here in my relationships? Do I ask the question, what's trying to happen here in the community? What is Spirit seeking to do in this situation? Or do I ask, what's in it for me? How does this just benefit me? What do I get out of it? There's nothing wrong with that question, of course. We're saying the expanded question, what the spiritual person asks, is not my will but thine be done, which might actually be what you want, but how does it impact everyone else? How do my words and actions impact the relationship I'm in? Or am I just coming from what I want? What about the other person? What do they want? What do they need? What's good for them? Or we're just asked, well, this is what I want to do. Well, how does it impact everyone else? How is it good for everyone else? I'm reminded of a story Yogananda told, well, actually, his disciple told, Donald Walters, a.k.a. Swami Kriyananda, told a story about when he was a monk at Yogananda's ashram, which means a place of spiritual growth. Yogananda said to him, I think we're going to I'd like to take a trip to India, and I'd like you to come with me, but I'm still praying about it. I'm checking with Divine Mother about whether we should go now or not. So don't say anything to anyone. So Swami Kriyananda didn't say anything to anybody. And another monk, a senior monk who was older, had been there longer, he came to Kriyananda and sort of hinted that he knew about the possibility of the trip. And so Kriyananda just started talking about it. Yeah, we're going to plan to go and this month and blah, blah, blah. Well, that senior monk had tricked Kriyananda. He suspected that this might be happening, but he didn't really know. He tricked Kriyananda. So he went back to Yogananda. Oh, why are you going to India without me? Why can't I go to India? Da, 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 da. So what did Yogananda do? He went back and he said, we're not going. Divine Mother has told me this is not the time to go to India. What's the point? The point is not that you got to please everyone else, but if what we're considering doing is bringing up a lot of drama around us, then it may not be Spirit's will. It may not be what's trying to happen here. Our impact on other people does matter. So anyway, that's one way of looking at what's the expanded vision. What is trying to happen here? Yogananda felt, no, this is not the time to go. It's just not. And I'm seeing why through this reaction to what's happening. So, asking what's trying to happen here. One more example. Years ago, when I was living in California, I was part-time speaker at a religious science church. And this religious science church was going through board elections, board of trustee elections. And they were divided. There was a conflict. The people running for the board were in a conflict because one group was upset with this other guy who decided to run for president at the last minute. And they were worried that he would get elected and their candidate wouldn't get elected in a church, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Why? Because everybody has an ego, and it doesn't matter where you are. You deal with ego. You hope everyone's willing to ask what's trying to happen here, but they're not. And so they asked me to help with this conflict going on. And I told them, I think you also join a synagogue, become Jewish. No, I didn't. I'm glad someone laughed here. No, that's not what I said. So, I met with their president at the time, and I suggested that he ask the question, what's trying to happen here? What's trying to happen in this situation? And in other words, it got him out of the mindset of what do I want to happen, what I'm trying to do, and it got him into the mindset of what is Spirit trying to do? What is trying to happen in this church? What is the highest good for everyone? And it had to start with someone. And he got into that perspective. And he said that was the key that shifted the whole thing. It shifted the conflict because people got out of their egos, at least one person, and it started to spread. What's trying to happen here? So that's a lesson. See things as they are. Ask what's trying to happen here. And trust your perspective. Trust your perspective. Someone said, when you trust yourself, you trust the wisdom that created you. And I really think maybe a lot of people don't trust themselves. So consequently, they look to other authorities to tell them what to think and what to do. Dr. Wayne Dyer, in his book, The Sky's the Limit, which he wrote many, many years ago, in it he talks about authoritarianism. And at the time when I read it, I thought, authoritarianism is a leader that tells everybody else what to do and everybody listens to the leader or whatever, that kind of a thing. And Wayne Dyer pointed out that it's not just the leader who tells everyone what to do, but the people who listen to that leader are also authoritarians. They're part of that whole system, you see. Why do people do that? Because they don't trust themselves, I think. They want someone else to tell them what to think, how to do, how to behave, etc. And I think that can be dangerous. And so I think it's important that people trust that there's a wisdom, a guidance inside of them. Job said, there's a spirit in man that gives him understanding. There's a spirit in people that gives them understanding. And when we connect with the source inside of us, I believe we're in tune with a wisdom, with a guidance. We're in tune with one of our powers, which is the good judgment. Solomon had good judgment, right? He was able to discern what was true. There's a story of Solomon where two women come to court, and he's a judge, and they're fighting over whose child this is. So Solomon says, okay, I have the answer. Cut the baby in half, and each of you can have half of the child. And one of the women pipes up and goes, no, she can have the child. And then he knew that was the mother, because she cared more about the child. He had discernment. He had understanding. He had wisdom from spirit. That was the gift he asked God to give him. Not riches, not this, not that, but understanding. And from his understanding, all good came into his life. See, he was able to trust his judgment. And I believe it's important that we trust our judgment to think for ourselves when we look at what's going on in the world, when we look at what people say. I don't care what their position is, whether they're a politician or whether they're a religious leader or whatever they are. I don't care. What do you think? What are you observing? What do you feel inside your heart about what's going on? Because I believe a lot of people are greatly influenced by other people's opinions and other people's thoughts, and that's a message in this movie. Because what happens is, eventually, everybody's ignoring the scientists. Everybody's ignoring what they say about the comet. So finally, it gets close enough to where they can see it in the sky headed toward the earth. Now people are believing. Now they're like, oh no, there is a comet. What are we going to do about it? And then there's a whole camp over here, the president included. The president and the scientists that are going to mine the comet, take the riches, use the riches, and they're telling everybody, they're having rallies saying, don't look up. Don't look up at the comet. They just are trying to get you to be afraid. They want you to be afraid. Listen to us. Pay attention to us. Don't look up. Who are you going to listen to? You going to listen to the president in the movie, that camp? Or are you going to look up and see the comet with your own eyes and go, that is a comet and it's headed toward the planet. And if we don't do anything, we're going to die. And can we trust what that camp is telling us? I think it's very important. My mother used to say this to me when I would read something or I'd watch something. She would say to me, well, understand the source. Understand who's telling you that message. Do you know anything about the author? Do you know anything about the speaker? Where are they coming from? Look at the source. And I think that's important for us as individuals, to look at the source. Who are we listening to? What is their background? What are their credentials? Are they trustworthy? And what does our common sense tell us? You know, common sense is not common practice. What does our common sense tell us? Now I'm stepping on tricky waters here. When I was, this past week, I went to Arizona for a couple days. The Valley, I think they call it the Valley. It's the Phoenix area. Beautiful weather. Those of you in New York, I was playing golf a few days ago. 72-degree weather. cactuses. I felt like I was playing golf in the Old West. It was fun. And anyway, I would wear my mask. Why? Because science shows that masks can help prevent the spread of COVID. Does COVID exist? Anybody? Is there really a virus going around of infecting people, or is it made up? Who are you going to listen to? What do your eyes tell you? What does your common sense tell you? It tells me people are getting sick and dying from something going around. That's what it tells me. What do the scientists say? They say a mask helps prevent its spread. In my heart and in my observation, that's a fact. It's not arguable. What are we listening to? Who are we listening to? What is their background? What is their track record? So I'm in Arizona and I'm wearing a mask. People aren't wearing masks in Arizona, at least not the places some of them do. But at one point I walked into a Mexican restaurant with my mask on. I didn't care what people thought. I walked in with my mask on. The restaurant was packed. Nobody wearing a mask. Well, they're all vaccinated. That's fine, they're all vaccinated, but you can still spread it. I think, based on science. What scientists are you listening to? I'm listening to scientists who are credible. So I say, do you have takeout? You have takeout in this restaurant? Yes. So I go around the corner to the takeout part, and I'm standing there waiting for my food with my mask on. And I see another lady come in, and she's got a mask on. And I say to her, I say, are you from around here? She said, yes, I'm from around here. I said, I just went in a restaurant, and nobody has a mask, and it's packed. She's like, I know it is. She said, I work in a hospital here in Phoenix. And surgeries are being canceled because people are getting COVID and they can't have the surgeries. She says, that's why I'm wearing a mask. That's why I'm not in that restaurant, because it's real, it's happening. I said, I don't get it. I don't understand it. We know it's being spread even by vaccinated people. I don't understand the not wearing masks. She said, I don't either. And then she said, and here, well, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. She said, I don't either. And again, for me, and I may be wrong. I may be wrong. Now, that's a phrase, that's classic Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I may be wrong. And then I'm going to say, it seems to me, which is classic Benjamin Franklin, who early in his life people avoided because he was so argumentative and he had to be right about everything. I may be wrong, but it seems to me that there is something that gets spread that does kill people, and a mask helps keep it away. And the virus ain't Republican, and it ain't Democrat. It's a virus. And it travels. And masks aren't Republican, and they're not Democrat. They're masks that scientists say help prevent the spread. It's common sense to me. What do you think? Not what does some website think. Not what does some guy with power or money or who else thinks or a position. What do you think? Feel free to comment below. Let us know what you think. So this movie kind of makes that point, that people aren't looking up because somebody else tells them don't look up. And then others are looking up, but it's too late. So, see things as they are. Ask what's trying to happen here. Trust your own perspective. And lastly, appreciate what you have now in your life. So once that comet is definitely going to hit the planet, now people have a choice. They have a choice. How are they going to live their last moments? And I love a quote that they flash up on the screen. It's a quote from Jack Handy, the comedian. It says, "I want to die peacefully in my sleep like my grandfather, not screaming in terror like his passengers." You get it? Like his passengers. He fell asleep at the wheel, flying the plane. I love that line. I'm weird like that. But anyway, so these people have to decide, how are we going to live the last hours of our life with this comet that's going to hit the planet? And in the movie, they're showing you all the beauty on planet Earth in contrast to the fact that it's all going to end. And you see, wow, look how beautiful planet Earth is. And there's a line by Leonardo Dicaprio, Dr. Mindy. What does he decide to do? How does he decide to spend his time? Well, the scientists all get together and they join his family. And they decide, we're going to have dinner together. We're going to express appreciation for the planet, for life, for one another. And Dr. Mindy makes a statement. He says, we really did have it all, didn't we? We really did have it all. And to me it says, we have so much in our life, even with all the problems, with all the challenges. You know, we have so much. We have life. We have the gift of life. And no matter what's happening around us, we still are here. We can still breathe. We can still love. We can still pray. We can still meditate. We can still laugh. We can still express love and appreciation. No matter what happens, we have life. And it puts everything in perspective. If you think a comet's headed toward the planet, it helps put everything else in perspective, doesn't it? You know, when you realize that in 6 months everybody's going to die because of a comet, it puts everything in perspective. Here's the point. You're going to die. Here's the point. In our short lifespans, it's like living 6 months. It's like 6 months. Question is, what are you doing with your life? What would you do that last few hours if you knew you had only a few hours to live, or you knew you only had 6 months to live? How would you be living your life? The point is, don't wait. Start doing more of that now. Start living more of that now. Living what's important. Doing the things that bring you joy. Doing them now. Don't wait. Let's get still for a moment. And we acknowledge that Spirit is active in and through us, that we are surrounded and enfolded and infilled by this presence of love and light. And we're grateful for the gift of now, and the gift and the ability to learn lessons from those around us, to learn lessons from life, and to tune in to your presence, Father, Mother, God, your presence of peace, your presence of love, your presence of joy, and your presence of strength, so that we can live a life of courage and of faith, and that we can live a life of meaning, of purpose, make a difference, and that we can enjoy this wonderful journey of life. And so it is. Amen. I'd like to thank our musicians today. They were awesome. Annie Sims and Matthew Wilson. And I want to remind you that next Sunday, we're going to do a seminar following the service at 1 o'clock. What is unity will be part 1. And then the second part is becoming a member. If you want to be a member this year, you attend both parts. If you don't care about being a member, you can just attend one or both parts, doesn't matter. But it is a requirement if you do want to become a member. So I hope you'll participate in that. So please join me now in affirming the prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen. God bless you. Namaste.